We've got the Toyota Grand Highlander Hybrid.
I think this is the one to get.
This video is brought to you by Nitto Tire.
Make sure to keep watching. About halfway through the video, we're going to tell you how you can win a set of Nitto Motivo 365 Performance All-Weather Tires. These are nice tires. We have them on our GTI, so make sure you keep watching. And how many sets are we giving away?
We're giving away 2 sets, one to a Canadian viewer and one to a US viewer, and I'm excited about this. Who doesn't like a giveaway? Grand Highlander.
Sounds like a Toyota hybrid to me, Andrea. Is it a Toyota hybrid?
You know what? Not bad for acceleration, though, from a stoplight.
Yeah, considering the size of this big girl. All right, let's get into what's under the hood of this thing.
A 2.5-liter 4-cylinder hybrid system. It's matched to an eCVT and gets a combined 243 horsepower. Standard electronic all-wheel drive in Canada. In the US, front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive options are available.
So we've only driven this particular model, the hybrid, once at the launch in Hawaii. It's great to get it back, but we're going to get into all the details. What are the key standard features?
The XLE model comes with a 12.3-inch touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a 7-inch multi-information display, a wireless charger, 6-speaker audio system, 10-way power driver seat, 8-way power passenger seat, 8-passenger bench seat, Softex upholstery, heated front seats, a heated steering wheel, a power liftgate, and Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. In the US, you do have a lower base model trim, so not all these features are standard.
So we have driven the gas, the high performance hybrid max, and I think I'm settling in on this one as the one to get if you're an urban dweller. Riddle me this, would this be your choice for going on a long highway trip?
No, I want the Hybrid Max for that, but that is a blend of performance and fuel economy. So you're not getting the fuel economy that you're getting on this model. So it's really about what you want. This is not a powerhouse. It's never going to be a powerhouse. It's a large 3-row SUV, but the fuel economy is great.
It's killer. Like, you think about the fuel economy. We'll get to all of that in our vital stats later in the video, but that's what's this is really used for, I think, for people who live in urban and suburban areas, getting kids to all their activities, taking them to different things. This thing is actually going to gobble up the miles efficiently.
If you're looking for a hybrid that's comfortable, that's easy to maneuver, steering is fairly light, parallel parking, I can't believe it. I got into the tightest spot on our street and it wasn't a problem. This is the girl for you.
This is down to driver and not the vehicle. I think
for
you're just a
parking?
good parallel parker. I'm giving you props here, Andrea.
Okay, well, thank
so
you. But
what I will
think
say is that this is highly maneuverable. It doesn't drive as big as it is. It feels like you're driving something smaller. Like, we've driven the regular Highlander. It doesn't feel enormous.
No, and did I mention maneuverability, turning radius? So good. Like, I've been just turning this thing around on a dime. It's very, very good.
But Eco, Normal, Trail, Sport. What else can we put it in, Andrea?
Got to put it in S for subscribe. And if you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this, the couple car review twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
So make sure to like and subscribe. Nice Hawaiian shirts. Did you catch that, the Hawaiian shirts? They were kind of matchy-matchy.
They were matchy-matchy.
All right, so Andrea, we got a little space here. Hit it, put it to the floor. Yes, we set it off the top. It sounds like a hybrid.
It does.
It's shocking how they can use, similar hybrid system for a RAV4 and this, and it doesn't feel that slow.
No, it's not bad, actually. Now, there is an EV mode button, and you can put that on at very low speeds, like in a parking lot. And also, you can use regular fuel in this hybrid.
So we were driving the limited trim. Of course, they give us the limited trim. But I got to say, of the Toyota family, I think this is one of their better looking rigs. The design team, I think on the outside, took Toyota elements and grafted it onto a big vehicle to make it look good.
I really like the long hood on this and the integrated grille. And then the back is really quite simple and elegant looking. I think that they did a great job. I remember when we saw this in Hawaii and we both thought, wow, nice job, Toyota.
I think the back has a little bit of Grand Cherokee Maybe a little Grand Cherokee in the
so.
Grand Highlander.
Now this gets 8 inches of ground clearance, and the XLE model comes standard with LED headlamps, LED tail lamps, available LED fog lamps, standard 18-inch wheels, available 20-inch, which we have on our test model, and a temporary spare tire.
Well, this thing has been such a huge success for Toyota that sales of the regular Highlander have gone down. People really like this. They like the size. The interior is really what's going to set this apart from much of its competition, because there isn't really anything else that has a hybrid system like this of this size. So if you want that, this is kind of what you need to buy.
Now, some may think of a couple hybrids that do offer a third row, the Kia Sorento, and then of course the Hyundai Santa Fe, but this is still larger than both of those.
So if you're looking at just non-hybrid, the biggest are this, the Atlas from Volkswagen, and the Traverse from Chevrolet.
What I really like about this Grand Highlander is the openness of the cabin and the visibility that it provides. And I like that Toyota has gone with a lighter headliner, considering this is an all black interior. We are going to get into some color options coming up in Questions, Coffee, and Cars, so stick around for that.
What I really like about this, and they didn't mess with what people really like. They like switches and buttons. We've got that feedback from you. We like switches and buttons. You don't have to go into the screen for everything. You've got a volume knob, your HVAC controls all have switches. So that is really simple. Andrea and I disagree on this. She thinks the interior in the Hybrid Max is much nicer than this. I don't think it is that much different. I think it's just really this, the shifter is different.
Oh no, it's night and day.
I don't
the materials
no,
are different in the
disagree.
Hybrid Max. It's very Lexus-like.
This is where we disagree.
Oh.
I think that it's degrees different, not dramatically different.
Okay, so let's agree to disagree on that.
Right.
But I think that this is very much Toyota grade in this model. I do like the layout in here. Plenty of storage. You have 3 cup holders at the center console. For one of them is for a large water bottle. The wireless charger is there, and I do like this traditional shifter. I prefer that in my vehicles rather than, you know, a button shifter or a dial. You're going to find the seats to be quite comfortable in this model. I've really enjoyed driving it for the week, and I like the large doors. It's just so easy to get in and out, whether you're loading things or you're putting kids in the vehicle.
And also the door cards, the pockets there are quite big for big water bottles. And this is a narrow space, but it's very deep. It goes all the way to my elbow there. So storage is pretty good in the front. Let's get into the available features. Available features include a 12.3-inch digital driver display, panoramic view monitor, digital key, 11-speaker JBL sound system, panoramic sunroof, driver's seat memory, ventilated front seats, heated second row seats, ambient lighting, and a power tailgate with kick sensor. Why you would buy this is because you need to move a lot of people around, and it has a lot of space. Here's me getting in the second row. It's great that we have the one with the bench seat. It does slide fore and aft. It also reclines. Good leg room, good headroom. How does this stack up?
Comparing the Grand Highlander to the Volkswagen Atlas, another large 3-row SUV, the Grand Highlander offers 41.7 inches of front row legroom, which is the same as the Atlas. Second row legroom at 39.5 inches is about 2 inches bigger than the Volkswagen.
And the biggest difference with this big one is when you get into the third row. Real adults can easily get into the back seat. You can stretch out, so it's not just for kids. Anybody can sit in the third row.
Third row legroom at 33.5 inches is the same space as the Atlas.
And when you lift the power lift gate, because this is the Grand Highlander, you notice even with all 3 rows of seats up, there is still a useful cargo space. Of course, when you put them down, it's enormous.
Overall cargo space is great at 97.5 cubic feet. Space behind the second row, 57.9 cubic feet, which is a little more than the Volkswagen. Space behind the third row at 20.7 cubic feet is really the same as the Atlas.
Okay, your questions, but first, let's tell you how to win those tires.
Time now for Questions, Coffee, and Cars.
We're giving away a set of Nitto tires, one to a Canadian viewer, one to an American viewer.
So these are called Motivo 365, and you can guess by the name, 365 days. These are all-weather tires, and they're also performance all-weather tires from a reputable Japanese brand.
Because the Motivo 365 have high levels of silica, it makes the tire more adaptive to temperature changes, remaining pliable in colder temperatures yet responsive and durable in warmer conditions. These have the three-peak mountain snowflake symbol for year-round traction, including winter conditions.
The advanced silica compound extends the tread life and lowers the rolling resistance, resulting in improved fuel economy. We also notice that these are very quiet on our GTI.
There are also wide, continuous channel grooves that evacuate water for better grip, reducing the risk of hydroplaning. Now you can leave the same tires on your performance car all year long.
So how you enter is you go to the link in the description below. If you're an American, it'll say province. Don't worry, just keep scrolling down. Below that, you'll see the U.S. states. And for your zip code, you go to postal code and type that in. And once you've entered your information, you are entered for the contest.
And some viewers have reached out from the U.S. saying, I can't do it on my phone. So if that's the case, the link works. Just try it on another device.
Your questions from Instagram.
Don't understand how the car is built on the same line for both US and Canada, and our color choices are minimal. Would love to get the red with a gray interior. Yep.
So the answer to that is that's a decision made by the product planners. They maybe think this is what they think this is going to sell more.
So the hybrid in Canada only comes with the black in the Softex, which is Toyota's leatherette, or leather, which we have in our test model. But in the US, not only do you get cloth, leatherette, and leather, you get this black, but also a light gray.
Well, when we were at the launch event in Hawaii,
yeah.
We should do launch events in Hawaii. Just saying.
We liked it.
It was good. Yeah, they had the gray one. The car we drove, the only time we've ever driven it was at that launch event, and it had the gray interior.
And we really liked it. This also has some faux wood, and I think with the gray,
it looks smart.
It would look really good. It would give it a more upscale look. Glad they finally brought a bench seat to the Limited. Many people bought pilots for the 8th seat and availability. Yeah, that is new for 2025. I needed it. We talk about this all the time. People want more options, and if they want to bring more people with them, why not a bench seat on all trims?
Okay, so talking just about the hybrid, not the Hybrid Max version. In the United States, pretty much all trims, you can get a bench seat, which is good. The only one that's an exception is the Nightshade trim.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the Hybrid Max only comes with captain's chairs.
And now it's time for our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
Availability of the Grand Highlander Platinum trim is non-existent in Edmonton, Alberta. We've ordered ours 2 months ago and no sign of it even hitting the assembly line. Any updates on availability improvements, or should we just move on to the Ford Explorer Platinum?
This is a problem that automakers have, Andrea. They have too many of the cars people don't want, and they don't have enough of the cars people do want. People really want this particular one, the hybrid, and they had a problem last year with a stop sale. And where are we at with all of that?
Yes, it's back in production now. It was a little bit of a slow launch because of the issues with the airbag, but Toyota has fixed it. It took a while actually to figure out a fix for this, but it's just a tough one to get. Toyota models are very popular, especially hybrids. It's what people are looking for right now, and their plant is at full capacity. So they are working to fill orders, but when you have such a popular vehicle, what are you going to do?
You know that old saying, good things go to those who wait? If you want a good thing like this, you're going to have to wait.
You're going to have to wait.
All right, so the fuel economy is amazing for such a big beast. Let's get into all of that in our vital stats.
Let's start with pricing. We'll do Canada first and then move on to the US. Canadian pricing includes freight, PDI, and fees. The XLE model starts at just over $57,000, and this top limited that we're driving is just over $64,500. In the US, the base LE all-wheel drive model starts at just over $44,000, and the top Nightshade is just over $52,500.
Here's the fuel economy, 6.5 liters per 100 kilometers city, 7.3 on the highway. That's 36 miles per gallon city, 32 on the highway. This Grand Highlander can tow 3,500 pounds, and Toyota offers a warranty of 3 years, 60,000 kilometers, or 36,000 miles. In the United States, you get complimentary scheduled maintenance for 2 years or 25,000 miles. So we're not going to go into your consideration because we talked about it already. There's only 2 hybrids of the mid-size class. That's the Sorento and the Santa Fe, but they're not nearly as big as this. So we're going to skip that. Right now we're going to get into 2 things we like, 2 things we like to see improved.
Love the fuel economy this hybrid offers.
It's easy to live with and incredibly easy to maneuver.
I wish this model had a little more insulation. When you accelerate on the highway, you definitely hear it.
It's not a negative against this, Andrea. I don't think you need the Hybrid Max unless you're really doing a lot of highway pass runs, you know, stuff like that. This is the one you want. So there it is. It's the Toyota Grand Highlander Hybrid. What do you guys think of that?
Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, subscribe. We'll see you next time.